Hey guys, so I decided to make this next series for the hair tutorial now. I have one pre-made as you can see, and then I'm gonna go through a run of more examples, show you kind of quick things. I'm not gonna use the line tool because it'll take a while, so I'll just use the normal uh, normal brush tool. It's not gonna look as good, but it's gonna give you the basics. And then two updates. One, I might be going on a trip around the world with my girlfriend. That would be really cool. And then one other update is cut my hair. I look so much cooler. Was gonna put in my contacts for this, by the way, but I was like, yeah. And then update 2.5 is I'm working on an animation. As you can tell, this part, the line border is the VCam, so you're not going to actually see anything past the VCam, so that's why a lot of that just looks like shit. And that's temporary background. I'm going to get that background to look like the actual room background. And as you can tell, it's super rudimentary right now. I mean, I haven't even added in shadows to any of my characters. They're just mannequins at this point. The lines are still haven't been refined. I'm just kind of like feeling a bit lazy with finishing this, because especially if I don't know if I'm going to travel or not. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to get too far into it and then I'm gone. It's really just a short. It's going to be a really short animation. As you can tell, I did some of this pretty lazy. I mean, she just backs up and then the door closes. I think I did a pretty damn good job animating the door, though. That was actually kind of tricky. I was surprised. And then, storyboard after that. But, yeah, that's what I'm working on. Okay, let's get to the tutorial. So, I made this preset guy who's just a floating head. And, actually, I did this pretty quick. I'd say maybe, 20, 30 minutes. I did take a little bit extra time, and I think he looks pretty damn good. I didn't refine the hairlines too much. As you can tell, there's still some bulging right there. It's it's just for tutorial. It's not to actually make an animation. And besides, like I said, I'm kind of lazy. Now I did get the eyes, as you can see, are done off of the concept of the art style in the Full Metal Alchemist. I kind of liked how they used a lot of the yellows and a lot of the brighter colors, and then they just add it really simple. I mean, all it is eye in a shadow with literally a black dot as a pupil. I mean, it's about as simple as you can get, but it looks damn good. Okay, so let's make a guy to the side, and I'm going to make one more new layer. It's going to be called Tut layer, and this is all going to be on one thing with my trusty pen here. Now, I don't have the anti-friction shit that a whole bunch of other guys have that makes their artwork super smooth. But since I'm going to be using the fucking pen tool, it's not going to look the greatest. But I'm just showing that's the finished result of what you want something good to look like. So let's do the circle for the head. Let's do the line. As you can tell, I don't have, see, that shouldn't be happening. I'm going to add a little bit of the bulb right there. Jawline. And this one's probably going to be more of a female. So actually, I should just... I'm gonna add two examples. I'm gonna add a female example and I'm gonna add a male example that I'm gonna draw for you guys so you can see. Oh my god. See, I don't know why it does that. Okay. Jesus. It's so hard to get something to work out on this pad for some reason. Okay. Now I'm gonna delete those lines. It has this weird thing, my drawing pad, where I try to draw and it'll skip out, especially when I'm recording, and it'll make little as you can see, the dot things, and it makes it look really unprofessional and really off. I don't know how to fix it. And I'm gonna do the lazy thing here, and I'm gonna just duplicate this one half because this is just a pain in the ass. Okay, let's dupe it. Wait. What am I doing? Copy. Paste in place. Boom. And it's not completed, but let me just go ahead. Now remember, this is gonna. I'm gonna try to make this a female. I don't know how this is already looking, but it's whatever. Okay, boom. Let's scale it. This is a girl, so she's more curved instead of lined like he is. Let's. Because remember, this is mostly going to be on the hair, so I'm not going to put a shitload of detail into it. But I do want the lines to be kind of clean, or to defeat the purpose. Okay, so add mouth. Shit. No, nose. A little bit of that. Big eyes because it's a girl. And in every fucking anime you ever see, the women have these atrociously huge eyes that would be very scary to see in person, but we don't think about that because we don't really care. Because it's anime, bruh. No one cares, bruh. And of course you add your lashes. Okay, this is some bullshit. Whatever. This is why I fucking hate the brush tool, because my thing's too messed up for it. Okay, let's just add this rudimentary thing. Okay, so when it comes to hair, I notice in a lot of animes, they kind of bunch all of their hair in the middle. So then if you're trying to make a female, for example, you do this, then it seems they add streaks to the side, and then they'll do this, boom. So it's all about bunching everything to kind of like a cluster. And then they're going to have this longer streak on the side. They're going to try to keep it pretty symmetrical. And then they're going to kind of, they're going to kind of bunch it to the side like this. And then they're going to keep it really, really, with maybe like the occasion. Oh my god, look at the fuck what this thing does. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss on it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that's just really irritating to me. I don't know why the fuck my thing does this. This is why my art is so bad with this pen tool. It does it does a lot of glitches like that. So I'm stuck having to try to do something else. Just add the fucking ears. Now this is super simple. I mean, I'm probably even gonna add a bunch in the back to kind of give the idea that she has more hair, and this is kind of tied back, you know. If you even want to do it, you can add it more. You can make it more bunched like this, and then you know, that. I'm even gonna go ahead and back and keep that there though, because it kind of adds a little bit of a more of a depth to it. Like there's more, you know. And then let's have a part of her hair come down like this. And by the way, I'm giving her like a neck, so if anyone's wondering why it's gonna be like this. And then I'm gonna do this, and then add the neck. Get rid of this. Okay. And then this is just going to be the lines. I'm probably going to have to make this into a 2-part tutorial. I might even just not and have, or, you know, when people view this, I'll make the second part about the shading eventually. So I'll have an actual completely separate Second part, completely about the shading. So, it looks okay. It's not like fucking. This is a 4-minute drawing. It's not gonna look like it's straight out of an anime. I mean, I could if I had a better pen. I'm actually gonna claim that. I probably could, but I don't. So, and then I didn't know I didn't do this on him, but remember this guy's hair isn't super long, so it's good to have that more cleaner appearance. I say longer the hair, you put in, a couple lines, make it look like it's it's an actual organism of hair. It's a mass of hair that's part of it. And then I'm gonna break up this line a little bit. Break up that line. And, I'm kind of trying to blend it a little bit so it looks like it's part but through. It's like a side profile of front and back. So you see some of the lines from the front, some of the lines from the back. So it blends it in to the visual eye. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of a woman's hair. I added that from the back. Like I said, this is why I don't use brush tool. This fucking thing is old and cheap, and I've used this as honestly, it's partly my fault because this drawing pad I've used as a hot plate holder. I have a thing that's 300 degrees. I put it right on here. I'm like, ooh, table. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a lazy person. Okay, so then let's do one more quick thing with a guy, but different hairstyle. And okay, so here's a guy. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this shit quick and not even really care. And so I guess this guy's gonna be younger. Okay. And oh yeah, by the way, the nose style that I did on this is a lot different than the ones I showed in my earlier tutorials because it's more like a from that anime Irregular at Magic High School. I kind of liked that their noses were really different. It intrigues me that it looked good, kind of pleasing, but yet all it was pretty much a nose like that. Okay, so okay, this is a guy. Boom, boom. We add his hair like this. And remember, this guy's hair is going to be flowing towards a direction. So another thing that makes hair look okay is directional. So as long as it's kind of flowing to a direction, you can always track where everything's going. So, you add this, you add the eyes, and the eyebrows, and you got your. And now, of course, I always will try to tell where I want the hairline to be, so I'll add more depth and spikes. Because I want this. I want it to be a little bit spiky because it's a man. I don't want things to be too flowing, too angular. I want them to be more sharp than smooth. Wait, they are angular, so I want them to be more sharp than smooth. I don't want it to flow too much because it's a guy. So there we go. That's actually like a 3-second hairdo. Guys are always easier to do than girls, obviously, because there's a lot less hair to usually work with. Let's add the fucking right there. Boom, got the dude. So it's kind of like the idea that you always in Japanese anime or in any art that you really want to add the difference. I think masculine is always more straight, sharp, angled. Women's are always more curved and smooth because it's the sensuality. It's what we kind of differentiate with man, because I think of man, you think of the triangular body with the broad shoulders, and then the arms and everything just gets virtually smaller and smaller and smaller. When you think of a woman, you think of the hourglass figure where you have the breast on the top, and then you have the wide hips. It's just like the whole idea. That's what we know of. I can actually draw a body